Hey guys, Robert here from Master Guitar Academy. How's it going? Today we are going to talk about dominant 7 arpeggios. Yeah! And why should we know these things? Well, arpeggios are super important to know, in my opinion, because they are in fact the chord tones. So I'm playing here in the key of G, so this is going to be a bluesy thing, which tends to be my thing, right? So the chord is going to be a G7 chord. And if I play the chord, clean up the tone a bit there. The chord consists of these notes. So G, B, D, and F. And you can play whatever voicing you want for that. So, arpeggio simply means you play one note at a time from the chord. So, since that is the chord, if we play the chord like this, we can see it. G, B, D, and F. All right? Now that is not a very comfortable arpeggio shape. So the one I'm going to show you today looks like this. And this one is really useful because it's relating to the minor pentatonic box 1, which I'll show you in a second. So let's go with arpeggio. I'm going to start on the lowest note, the root note, G, and go all the way up to the major third on the thin E string. So it looks like this. Those are the notes in the chord. And then it starts over. And then just for good measure, we're playing these two notes, which are the first two notes from the arpeggio. And that's just because they fall kind of in a comfortable spot on the neck. So we can and should use any note we can reach of the arpeggio in the spot or the area of the neck that we're on, right? But you don't have to go all the way up there if you don't want to. It doesn't really matter. They are all the same notes. They're the same 4 notes from the chord. And you could actually play another note lower from here, F. All right, so that sounds like a boring thing, right? Now, why is this useful then? Well, the answer is, of course, already out there. They are the chord tones, right? So that means that when you're playing, let's look at, for example, the minor pentatonic, box 1, that's located right here. Right? We can now combine that with this arpeggio for the best of both worlds. So, for example, if we play, the Chuck Berry thing, we can play. So this is a common thing with tweaking the third. You might have heard that expression. And by the way, let me tell you the intervals as well. That's really important to know. These are these numbers that you get when you follow the scale. So the first note is 1, the root note. The second note in this arpeggio or in this chord is the major third, the note B. And the next note is the 5th of the scale, which is D. And the 7th note, The minor 7th or flat 7 is F. So 1, 3, 5, 7. 1, 3, 5, and flat 7. Right? So when we have a major third, we can, in blues, or when we want that bluesy sound, we can take that minor third and bend it, or we can do a hammer on onto the major third, slide in. So when you have a lick like, or something like that, it's really highlighting the chord tones. Maybe with a hammer on. Right? So the pentatonic again. Right? Here's the arpeggio. We can play actually the triad only if we want. Combine those two things, mind the pentatonic, chord tones, arpeggio, bend into that major third if you want. But of course, you know, if you play it really dry like that, then it doesn't sound so good. Right? It's not music, so you need to, of course, apply your feel and your phrasing and stuff like that. So you can also play both the minor third and the major third. Things like that. Right? Then you get into the pentatonic. You know, there's a little run of the arpeggio backwards. So if you want to do a run with the arpeggio, you don't want to do the whole thing. That's too much, right? But you could go, for example, that's cool. Now I'll play it. Bent into this note, which is the chord tone, the 7th, the flat 7th, right? But with a bend into the last note. Then back with the minor pentatonic. Right? You see, that's the power of arpeggios, because you don't need to and shouldn't play them up and down, because that doesn't sound really musical. But they are your guiding posts. Those are the tones of the chord, and they can never be wrong. They're always going to sound right. There's not going to be a bad note when you play the arpeggio for the chord that you're playing over, because they are the chord tones. Right? I've said it a few times now, right? So with that said, let's get into a few exercises for how you can practice finding these notes, because it is important so that when you're anywhere on the neck, you can instantly do that. You can instantly find them. That's really important in order to play freely. So now we're going to be playing an exercise that just goes from this note all the way up to the major third up here, and then back. We're going to play to a backing track that's at 100 beats per minute, just vamping around on one chord, namely G7. And if you are a member of Master Guitar Academy, you will have access to Soundslice, which is interactive tab that has audio and video following along with the tab and notation on the screen, synchronized. It's really cool, and it's really easy to learn from because you can slow down and you can loop and so on. All right, if you want the tab for this exercise, you can click the link below in the YouTube description, and you will get access to the tablature for these exercises as well. All right, thanks for watching. Let me know what you think, and subscribe to this YouTube channel, please, if you haven't. I don't want you to miss out on my future videos. I got a lot of cool stuff coming soon, so stay tuned. Now, let's do these exercises.